Coming up on State of Events, how the Stockton serial killer was caught.
And Oakland hosts a safety and resource fair.
It's Tuesday, December 13th. State of Events starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to State of Events. I'm Sophia Bruinsma.
And I'm Nasu Nguyen.
Nearly a month after the arrest of the suspected Stockton serial killer who was connected to a string of killings, the 43-year-old resident returns to court in January. Aaliyah Stokel has the latest update.
That's right, Sophia. After police arrested Brownlee before what could have been another murder, the community is trying to move forward, and now it's a waiting game to finally get justice for the family of the victims.
It's been 2 months since the citizens of Stockton were living in fear of a killer that lurked in the streets. The suspected Stockton serial killer was arrested after police released details in this surveillance. Police announced during a press conference in October the suspected man behind the gun is Wesley Brownlee, 43, of Stockton, a truck driver who moved to Stockton this past summer, appeared in San Joaquin County Superior Court in November.
Police say the suspect was caught here on Winslow Way and Village Green Drive around 2 a.m., wearing dark clothing and a mask around his neck and a firearm in his wristband, on a mission to kill again.
Not have been done, and today would not be made possible without you. Stockton remains Stockton strong.
A Facebook group created to help find this killer grew into the thousands. The creator, who wants to remain anonymous, says she received numerous tips that she would pass along
and
to
having
police.
this kind of resource, being able to provide their real-time input on a crime that's, in many cases leaving people in a paralyzed state of fear.
A grassroots media outlet based in Stockton released an interview. The only victim who managed to escape.
There are segments of the community who feel more comfortable with us, including the survivor, Natasha Latour. She reached out to us. That's how we got in contact with her.
Stockton residents have been on the edge, but not anymore.
I really felt free, like free in my community, free for others. People could live in less fear.
During Brownlee's court appearance, he was charged with 3 counts of murder, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon, and 1 count of possession of ammunition by a felon, according to the San Joaquin County District's Attorney Office. Brownlee is ordered to return on January 3rd. In Stockton, with State of Events, Aaliyah Stokel.
So you've been tracking this case, Aaliyah. How has the community bounced back from this?
Well, Sophia, as a Stockton native, I can tell you what happened in this community brought citizens together. Many community members hope that this kickstarts change, and with the national attention, that it will cause more action for safety in Stockton.
Thank you, Aaliyah.
Thank you, Sophia.
Turning now to a growing crisis here in California, the Public Policy Institution of California reports that the violent crime rate increased by 6% in 2021 compared to the rate in 2020. State of Events Evangelina Perez attended the Safety and Resource Fair in Oakland. Here's what she had to share.
The Safety and Resource Fair is an event held in Lincoln Square Community Center located in the city of Oakland. It is scheduled yearly on the first Saturday of November. The fair presents public safety information and cultural entertainment for the community.
Especially people coming to this safety fair, they get to meet with different organizations and providing all resources and equip them with knowledge and the ability to understand how to keep themselves safe, their family, also friends, to be safe.
The Chamber of Commerce is proud to be a part of the Stop the Hate movement, as hate crimes have increased in the past 2 years.
Anti-Asian hate crimes have increased by 339% this year compared to last year. This was reported by the Center of Studies of Hate and Extremism. And as for gun violence, that's been up for 39% here in America.
The last statistic comes from PewResearch.org.
Number one, it's based out here in Chinatown, but we have a lot of resources in Vietnamese, as well as Laotian. Once we had translators from our Korean-speaking officers to translate, but we're focusing on what is kind of the hottest or topics that we can push out to our community to keep them safe.
Oakland Chinatown Chamber, we host a lot of events and then workshops. So we have Lunar New Year Street Fest and then Summer Street Fest, and then also have a spring banquet. And besides that, we also have a lot of workshops for business or for residents.
The fair shows how the city cares and tries to spread resources for citizens despite any language barriers or financial situation. Live from Oakland, I'm Evangelina Perez, State of Events.
Turning now to the weather. Parts of Oklahoma and Texas are bracing for a massive storm that is blowing across the country. Tornadoes are currently taking place and is causing concern. Areas stretching from Montana into western Nebraska and Colorado were under blizzard warnings, and the National Weather Service said that as much as 2 feet of snow was possible in some areas. McLean County Sheriff's Captain Brian Murrell said there were no deaths or injuries due to the tornadoes. Comedy clubs in San Francisco may not be paying your favorite local acts as much as you think. Here's what I discovered. Located in the San Francisco neighborhood of North Beach, Cobb's Comedy Club attracts world-class and local talents, offering in-house dining and a swanky full-service bar. The venue sits 300 people, but many of the comedians are not compensated. I spoke with a local comedian who has chosen to remain anonymous because his job could be on the line.
I do feel like comics should be compensated. If you're coming just from Oakland, for example, to San Francisco, you're already spending $7 just to get over the bridge. You're spending gas money, if you have to park in a parking lot.
Cobb's and Punchline are the most popular in San Francisco, and both require a 2-drink minimum on top of the ticket sale.
They're the ones who are there entertaining us. I get the venues providing the space and they're providing the drinks and food and the ambiance, but you're there to see the guy on stage or woman on stage. So if you're getting the act should get some portion of the sales, whether that be from tickets or the bar tab.
According to Forbes, the top 10 comedians altogether in 2019 earned a total of $272 million, bringing the median pay of all comedians to $21 per hour.
There's certain professions where it kind of seems like you just have to do that. I mean, any sport, you start off in college and high school first, you're not getting compensated, you just got to show what you got to do. It's the same thing with, obviously comedy, acting, anything else. Sometimes you got to volunteer and do something for free first and show what you got.
We have reached out to the mentioned clubs but have not received a statement yet. Out of all of the comedy clubs in San Francisco, Cobb's is one of the most popular and is a sister club of Punchline SF, the city's longest running venue. Reporting in San Francisco, I'm Sophia Bruinsma. Now, some uplifting news. More than 40 million borrowers were eligible to cancel up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt under President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. 16 million applicants were approved, but may not be forgiven if the Supreme Court sides with lower courts in Republican-led states that blocked the program. The Biden administration has since closed the application process until the court decides the program's fate sometime next year.
The Biden administration is looking to address high gas prices with potential refunds. The $10 billion tax refund will provide a one-time payment of up to $1,050 to be eligible. You must have filed your 2020 tax returns by last October and make less than $150,000 per year. According to the Franchise Tax Board, more than 22.8 million California taxpayers and their dependents have benefited. As of December 2nd, those eligible should receive their payment now through January, either by direct deposit or debit card.
Coming up after the break, see how San Francisco made it on the list of the top 25 places to visit.
And how an organization is helping out the Excelsior community. So stick around.
Welcome back to State of Events. Every year, National Geographic names their top 25 most breathtaking places in the world, and one city in California has made it to the list. Reporter Sophia Bruinsma has more.
San Francisco has recently made the list of the top 25 most breathtaking places in the world by National Geographic. National Geographic describes San Francisco as, quote, the 7-by-7-mile city who flaunts its natural beauty proudly while inviting visitors and locals to dive deeper into the neighborhoods of hilly streets, stacked with pastel-hued Victorian houses, art, and music galore, and passionate denizens whose hearts are as big as the Golden Gate Bridge.
San Francisco does have their own weather pattern called Crawl the Fog, which many residents say is a big reason why they love the city.
I love the weather. My favorite part about the weather is being a little chillier out here. From where I'm from, it's always hot, and so being able to be out in the cold is always a wonderful time.
Some residents may love San Francisco, but don't necessarily agree it should be a part of the top 25 list.
I don't know. I don't think it's really a vacation spot. Definitely it has its areas where it's nice to visit, but then you go downtown and it's a little sketch, and so I wouldn't recommend.
In honor of Filipino American History Month, State of Events wanted to recognize programs provided for their community. Located in the Excelsior District, the Filipino Community Center is dedicated to making a safe space where Filipino families can receive support. One of the programs they offer includes a self-defense workshop to help the community protect themselves in unsafe situations. With the rapid increase of crime and violence in the Excelsior, the center believes it's important to keep ourselves and each other safe. This workshop aims to help individuals learn about situational awareness and self-advocacy.
For the community here, and it's really a holistic approach, really approaching it from a mind, body, voice perspective rather than just the physical.
And another community celebrated their culture recently. Hispanic Heritage Month ran from mid-September to mid-October. The USS Hornet in Alameda has had an event with special displays, guest speakers, open cockpits, and more to celebrate Hispanic Americans in the armed forces. To learn more about the USS Hornet hosting events, please follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the USS Hornet Museum.
The long wait is finally over. The Central Subway in San Francisco now has its trains rolling, but it will be a special weekend service up until the new year. The best part? It will be free to the public during this limited service. I came to check out what was happening during its soft opening.
After decades in the making, the new Central Subway is now open to the public, offering a weekend-only limited shuttle running from 8 a.m. to midnight. Starting next year on January 7th, the route of the current Metro T line will be extended to 4 new stations, giving direct connections from neighborhoods like Bayview and Visitation Valley to Soma, Union Square, and Chinatown. Muni first introduced the project in 2010. It has since come across compromises and delays that would lead to a 4-year push back from its original opening date and a $1.95 billion budget, which was $375 million over what was expected. Many are looking forward to how the new transit system will help local businesses in the Chinatown community.
Well, I have a business in North Beach, and so this station is the beginning of a game change for us in terms of access to North Beach for the rest of San Francisco on public transportation.
The new stop spans at 1.7 miles, beginning at 4th and Brannan, then stopping at Moscone Center, Union Square and Market Streets, and ending at Chinatown. The new system aims to make trips to and from some of the city's busiest areas much faster.
It saves 15 to 20 minutes in order to get to jobs in Mission Bay from Chinatown, or from Viz Valley all the way up the T3 line to Chinatown.
While some have criticized the project for not expanding the line even further north, others remain optimistic for the subway and what it holds for the future.
There's no question this new subway will benefit the Chinatown community, but there's one question that remains. Will the costs outweigh the benefits and what we get for it? Only time will tell. Hopefully, this is just the beginning of something much bigger. Reporting from San Francisco's Chinatown, Nasu Nguyen, State of Events.
What a beneficial addition to San Francisco. I feel like this is really going to benefit certain people.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, the SFMTA is planning to see if they can create more stations in the north side of the city, but it's definitely going to take some patience. But if we have to wait another 14 years, I'm going to lose my patience as well. So.
Coming up after the break, a new clean energy breakthrough.
And despite the stormy weather, the public attended the Jingle Run, so don't go away.
Welcome back to State of Events. The Department of Energy is planning an announcement about a major scientific breakthrough right here in the Bay Area at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, one of the only sites where researchers have been trying to develop the possibility of harnessing energy from nuclear fusion. The reaction happens when two light nuclei merge to form a single heavier nucleus. The leftover mass is energy that is released in the process, according to the Department of Energy. Daniel Common, a professor of energy and society at UC Berkeley, said nuclear fusion offers the possibility of basically unlimited fuel if the technology can be made available.
Heavy rains caused cancellations of events in Sacramento as the city embraced for a stormy weekend. But that didn't stop holiday runners from hitting the streets. Reporter Elias Dokel has more on this Christmas story.
Ron Peck finishing up. He's our second oldest finisher today. Ron Peck next to
81 years old, and nothing could stop this runner from storming his way through the race. From old to young, an event that even Santa couldn't miss. Hosted by the Arthritis Foundation, and it was going to happen rain or shine.
And there's so many people in our community that suffers from arthritis, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and many other rheumatological diseases. So this is really for a good cause. And
arthritis affects your joints and includes pain and stiffness, but that wasn't enough for runner Kimberly Thomas to quit. Thomas says the cold weather caused her joints to stiffen, but this run was on her arthritis bucket list.
Encourage others that just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you can't accomplish your goal.
ladies and gentlemen, looking strong.
The race ended with special prizes and categories for all ages.
I highly recommend people of all ages get out here and run. There was a fellow that was 91 years old that did the 5K in around 36 minutes, I think. It's pretty good for 91 years old. So, you know, if you can still do it.
Many runners say this was the perfect weather for a good run, with a little rain, wind, and a lot of heart.
These runners have earned their hot chocolate here in Sacramento after running the 5K. In State of Events, I'm Elias Dokel.
Wow, it's like SantaCon with a cause. I literally love to see it.
Right? I mean, huge respect to all the participants. Like, I can't run a 5K if my life depended on it, so they're all champions in my book.
Me too. I feel that, Nasu. That's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining us.
And be sure to follow us for weekly updates. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube on Becca Media. We want to hear from you. From the State of Events newsroom here at San Francisco State University, I'm Nasu Nguyen.
And I'm Sophia Bruinsma. Have a great day.